Welcome to the We Binge It podcast. My name is MJ,
And my name is PK.
and welcome to the podcast where we talk about all the TV shows and movies that we have binged, and everything in between throughout the week. PK, how are you doing? And before we get into that, actually, it's going to be a jam-packed episode of Squid Game: The Challenge. But we just want to let you in on how we're feeling, how we're doing, really quickly before we get into our jam-packed episode.
Yeah, just living the adult life, having some car trouble. So it's been rough, but I'm working through some of my car issues. So
What are
it
the car issues?
it was mostly the battery. So the battery is finally replaced. I know
Okay, thank
MJ,
God.
you knew about this. This has been going on forever. And then there's also like a transmission problem. So I'm trying to figure that one out. I don't know really what's wrong with it, but we're gonna try to put in like a stopper or something that
Okay.
so we don't have to replace the entire transmission because that's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot. So we're
Yeah.
trying to do like little changes and see if that works, and hopefully it does. So pray for me.
Yeah, I will. I mean, hopefully it does. I mean, replacing the entire transmission is absolutely insane. But yeah, hopefully you'll get through this on the other side. I'm doing good. I am entering one of the busiest seasons for any content creator, which is, and of course, I'm working full time in my 9 to 5 job, which is Vlogmas. If you guys don't know, we are vlogging every single day.
Wow.
So I'm editing and posting content every single day on my main channel. I will be start doing that for TikTok starting next week, and I have super busy work cases starting next week as well. So all of it's like really, 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 really overwhelming. Um, a big part of me wishes I wasn't so stressed at my current job because I really hate my current job for many reasons, and I do feel like I am not the amount of things that I do for the job, which is like low key marketing, internal communications, HR, and also being a legal worker. I feel as if I'm not getting compensated properly. So I just treat it like any other 9 to 5 job. It's nothing special. I have nothing connected to it. I don't feel joy from it. I just clock in, clock out, and that's really my mindset now when it comes to work. But I've really been trying to focus on content creation and just it's going to be really, really busy, stressful December, and I am looking forward to the new year. You know?
Oh wow. So is it straight 30 days of content?
Yes.
Oh
So I'll
wow.
be vlogging. I have a lot of vlogs and content that I've been vlogging over the past couple of months. So October, November. So a lot of it will include like Thanksgiving and for my birthday. All of that will be posted in December. I do vlog. I do post a vlog every 2 weeks on a regular basis. But Vlogmas, which basically is vlogging your everyday life. A lot of people start on November 30th. A lot of people start on December 1st. And they
Oh wow.
vlog for the entire month of December, filming themselves, editing themselves, posting themselves. Of course, a lot of people do not have editing teams, so they do that all on their own. So it's a good way to, hone in on your skill. It's a good way to grow your following. It's a good way to connect with your following. It's just a lot of work. So we'll see. I don't think I'm committing to the entire 30 days. I think I'm going to commit to half of December, but we'll see. I'll just post with whatever I have already banked up. And then if I'm don't have a lot of things banked up or I don't have time to vlog, which is really the big part, then I might just do like 12 days of Vlogmas or 15 days of Vlogmas.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely makes sense because it's
Mm.
definitely a lot of work, but I know you put out really good content too, so it'll be interesting to watch for sure. Um, yeah, anything else with your
That's it,
interests?
girl. Let's get right in, child. Let's get into our game, which is love, marry, kill, or kiss. There's so many men. Of course, we don't know their sexuality, but we are going to pick the ones we think we would go on a date on based on their character, their personality, and their looks. I'm gonna choose, of course, 432. Like,
Of course. He's always there somehow.
Yo, when they did the I think like second or third episode when they did the conversation, confessionals, and
Hmm.
then we saw him in regular clothes, I was like,
I know. I was like, damn.
I'm like, producers, don't let him die, child. Don't let him die, please. I was so
Okay, he's
pissed.
definitely an option in this game.
Option. Okay, what's your? That's all I got. I'm.
Um,
Yeah. What do you got?
there's also 198. I think that's his number.
Describe him for me and describe the situations he's in.
Um, let me see. I'm just pulling up the cast right now.
White, tall.
No, his name is Hussein 198. He's the one that picked up the phone. Remember the player
Right.
that
Who
picked up
can
the
ever
phone?
forget him, bro? Okay. Hussein. Okay.
So let's add him.
Okay, that's not him.
And then Spencer.
Who's that? Describe that.
Spencer is the one that was choosing the shape, so he chose the umbrella.
The umbrella. Have you finished the entire season?
Yeah, I did.
You did. Um,
So remember
the
when?
one like who was the one that was throwing up like in his mouth.
Yeah, that was like
Why are we
nauseous.
choosing him? Would we ever go on a date with him? PK? Like,
That's true. I don't know if he's like a
you're
worthy.
picking some obscure people. Okay. How about the white guy who had the mullet?
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Not the one with the glasses, but not the one because there's two guys with the mullet, right? The one with the guy with the glasses with the mullet accidentally
Oh
eliminated a person in the first episode with the white girl in the kitchen, right?
yeah, yeah.
So not that. The one
Oh
that's always with the old guy.
oh yes. What was his name? I have him here. 243.
Yes.
Stefan.
Yes. So let's do that. So we got 243, 198, and 432. Do you want to go first or should I?
You can go first.
I would marry 432. I'm gonna kiss 198 and I'm going to kill the Hussein guy. Obviously, looks like the Hussein guy is not ever thinking, like didn't really think before he was approaching the
He's way too
phone.
impulsive about everything.
Thank you. Too impulsive. 198 seems like a really good guy.
Yeah.
Really good guy. Kind of the person who's kind of like a people watcher, like the black girl. She says she's a people watcher. She stands behind the
Right.
crowd and wait. He's a leader, but he's not like 432 where he's like you need to like tell everybody that you know everything. But he stands behind and watches people. He wasn't too strategic because just like the old guy, he was okay. Talking about personalities. He's a good person, but I wouldn't
Mhm.
marry him. I would marry 432 because I connected with him and his story so much. He came from a single parent household. And of course my parents are not white and I'm not, I don't have that issue, but the fact that there are so many trials and tribulations, not trials and tribulations, I apologize, but his character and personality, I feel like we're one. Like he got turned on by the game. And I'll talk about like how I, if I would be part of this game.
Yeah.
The way he thought of everything was exactly how I would think. But the thing is, he thought out with his outside voice. Instead,
Right.
if he kept his voice on the inside,
Right.
maybe he wouldn't be seen as much as a threat. But in terms of his personality, the way he treats women, the way he looks at hard work and sacrifice, and he said that he had to hustle to be in the football team that he's in. He dropped out of college, which I'm sure he's going to go back and continue just so he can win this entire money for his family. That type of thing I love. And he's smart too. It's not a football play. Like he's freaking smart. So for me, that's why I would marry him because we would match each other's energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think I would kiss him and then marry Stefan 1 9. I mean, no, 2 4 3, because I feel like I match his personality more of him being the
Absolutely.
quiet one and the
Facts.
people watching
Facts. Yeah.
versus two
Yeah.
three no 4 3 2. He's more like really loud and confident, and I think we would almost be like opposite personalities in that case. But I still think that 2 4 3 has a great personality. He seems like sweet and caring about his family, and he seems like a
Agree.
provider as well. So I
Mhm.
think that's like something I would definitely like marry compared to the other player 4 3 2.
I get it. So now we're getting into like, let's talk about the show. Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about 432 a bit, because I really thought he would make it to the end. Not because he's cocky and he's brazy, because his strategies that he said out loud to everybody were smart. There were smart strategies. There were things that he was doing. He moved with, you know, yes, he was cocky, but there was some brains behind it. He wasn't just
Yeah,
some jock. And
exactly.
that's why I liked it. And yes, he got eliminated. But it wasn't by his own doing. It was somebody else's doing. So I think if it wasn't the battleship, I think he would still make it maybe halfway through the show, and still get a really good chance at winning.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, I agree with that too, because I think he's always thinking like one step ahead. He's always like strategizing and planning, especially when it comes to alliances. He definitely formed a really strong alliance with that Gangu. Is it Gabu gang or whatever?
Yeah, Gabu Gang. Oh my god, such masculinity energy.
And I feel like it was a good like group of people because I think they all had like different strengths that they brought in. So
Hmm.
I think it was like a perfect alliance. Whereas 4 3 2 where was more trying to be like a lone wolf kind of vibe I was getting from him. He wasn't really building that many alliances except for like the other strong guys, like the tough guys, but they didn't even have like a tug of war. Like they had
Yeah,
battleships. So
yeah.
it was the brains that counted, not really like the muscle.
And there are these type of shows where I go, Netflix, you're so smart.
Yeah.
So smart. Because if they did the tug of war in the very beginning, they would have eliminated a lot of people that weren't physically strong for the actual activity. By picking Battleship, we were able to see other characters inside the show that really didn't show themselves
Yeah.
as a formidable player. So it was great. Like, for instance, the girl with like the blonde highlights
Yeah.
and the black hair, she knew her battleship like she was, what I
Yeah.
mean?
She's like, oh, they're going to pick this spot. And they did. And I'm
I
like,
think, and and that C3 reference,
C4
like
or
now,
yeah, C3. Yeah. Like,
now I will remember that forever. Anytime I play Battleship, I know that people will always pick C3. Like, that's
yeah,
things
that's
like that is
genius.
incredible. Like, what the fact that Netflix did not choose Tug of War, that's not only, there's so many things like Netflix is so good in this show. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna give 1 point to Netflix so far as I continue talking about the show. But the gang. So it's so interesting because I didn't see the gang, like the Bangu gang or whatever, as a threat throughout the show. But the
Same.
but the black girl is like, oh, we need to like break them up, the masculine energy, because I'm with the gay girl. All of that is like really threatening. Remember that conversation?
Yeah, I didn't see them as a threat, especially because like they were keeping it really down low. Like they
Yeah.
weren't like being like, oh, we're like so strong. We have like alliances and whatnot. They were really keeping it quiet. And it was the girl who was just like, oh my God, like we need to eliminate these people. They're being like, they're competitive and they're not, you know. And I'm like, I don't think that's right because there was other people that she could have eliminated that would have helped her chances in the game.
Like the mom and son duo would have been
Yeah.
perfect to eliminate. Picking 198, no, not 198.
No,
Picking
2 4 3.
243 was smart, but still picking the old guy, I guess it's smart too because he was actually a good player.
Yeah.
Who would have thought
He
he
was
would
good
have
at
won.
that card game. You know how like they went into that
And
chore
they
place?
did that. Like
They
I
did
would
that.
have, I forgot because I think it's an Asian game,
Yeah,
where you play and you're supposed to hit it so it can turn over. That's
yeah.
smart, and I think that that intellect would have been a great advantage in the show. So let's start talking about starting from each game.
Mhm.
Of course we have let's start off with the what's it called? The cookie.
Oh yeah, the shapes. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's like Doljana. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, the shapes.
yeah.
So I don't understand this thing. If I'm last, I'm going to pick umbrella. I'm not going home.
Really?
Yes.
Because I feel like umbrella is the hardest one to do.
But
So
I'll
a
have
lot of
another
people were
chance to
eliminated.
be in be in the game.
But then also, wouldn't you feel guilty for choosing a hard shape for the rest of your line?
They got over it so quickly. They got over it. Why would
Yeah,
I go home just so 15 or 30 other people can be happy? It's a game. We're here to win
yeah.
money. That's another thing. So, okay. The
I don't
fact
know what I
that
would have done because I feel like I'm also easily convinced by people too. So I kind of
mm,
see Spencer's thinking, but also I think Spencer didn't stand his ground at all. Like he didn't even fight for anything. So
that's what
I
I
was
would have done.
surprised.
I would have fought, and then if I lost, I would pick umbrella.
Yeah, but he didn't even fight. And he's like, oh, you guys are going to help us, right? And I'm like,
Exactly. Yeah.
no, no.
That was yeah. And you can tell like he's the type of person where he doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. Like he
Yeah,
just and like he was like throwing it up in his mouth, which honestly almost made me throw up. Like I actually want to and they were
me
like spitting
too.
inside the container. I'm like,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
guys.
I had to like fast forward it. I'm like, this is too much.
But that's smart though, spitting in the can
Yeah, you
and then
have
slowly.
to.
That's actually so. I think I would have done the umbrella. It would have taken me the entire 10 minutes, but I would have spit and I would have done it. Like I'm so,
Spit,
four
lick, and then.
million. Nah, I'm sorry. Like that's, but I think
Yeah, that's true.
it's really interesting because a lot of characters and personalities clash. Like for instance, people who have people pleasing personalities
Right.
would be like, okay, I'll go home, guys. You 40, you guys have a good time. I've only been here for a day, but I'll go home. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I know y'all know me. I'm not. I will. Look, we'll be friends to a certain point.
Yeah.
Then we are opponents. You know what I mean? So, um, that game was like really interesting. So didn't really understand why people were so sad about picking an umbrella, and I get it. It was hard, but it's a game at the end of the day.
I feel like
Um,
most of them got eliminated. Only like a few of them were saved.
but one of the teams would have to pick umbrella.
Yeah. Eventually, they're gonna have to compromise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the teams would have to pick umbrella. I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
I think it
Um,
kind of got to Spencer's head too because like he didn't do well in the challenge because he was feeling so guilty and so nauseous about his decision that I think he just ruined his chances.
and the thing is, he ruined his chances for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
feel bad for the guy.
I don't. Like, dude, get your head in the game. You gotta get the head in the game. You know what I mean? Why are you feeling so
Oh
low?
my god.
Your head in the game, but your heart's in the song. Make me. Anyways, you know what I mean?
I know. That's crazy.
That's crazy. What's the next game after that?
Um was it the phone challenge? Or
Yeah, the phone challenge. I think we did talk about that. Any thoughts on that?
um no, but it was just funny when the food got brought out and Jada took the whole burger. And I'm like, weren't you just accusing another player of taking two of the cans or the three of the cans, and she takes like a whole goddamn burger?
That's what I'm talking about. From that moment, I love Jada. I love Jada. Like that's my girl. Like that's what I would do.
Oh my gosh.
That's what. And she just walked away like, damn. No, she just like,
She
she
just
just
walked
walked away
away
like
and
nothing
she's
happened.
like,
I
oh
laughed
my
so
god.
hard, but
I
that's
was
what.
like shocked. I was like, no way. She did not do that.
Yeah, it's a game. Like it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a game. Like, and if you're hungry, you're starving, you're gonna grab the burger.
Yeah,
And it looks like
exactly.
Hussein wasn't even protecting his food anyway. He's like, okay, here guys, here you go, guys. Here's the food.
Like you pick up the phone at least to like get some food.
Exactly.
Have
Go
your
in
own
your
food.
corner, like eat it.
Oh my gosh.
And this guy's like, okay. And then at the very end, when everybody's eating all his fries, there's one burger left. Okay, guys, okay. Let me finish them eating my food now, okay? Thanks so much. Thank you.
I know. And
So,
there's like one fry left. And he eats that one fry. Oh my
I'm
gosh,
like, you
poor
said
guy.
you ain't even hungry. It seems like you're not even gonna eat that burger, bro. Just give it to somebody who wants it.
But like he like stood by that phone and he like wanted to eliminate
But
432
that's,
so bad.
but he's
But
so stupid.
that's what was detrimental to his chances of winning the 4.3 million.
That's so stupid.
He
It's,
focused
it's,
more on like 232 than himself in the game.
it was so stupid. I have no other words. So what was after that? I think it was the battleship game, right?
Yeah,
And then after that was what?
the glass bridge, I think.
Yes. The glass bridge. So for me, I would not have agreed to go along with what they did in the glass bridge, which was everybody going in front of them, and then instead
Yeah,
of like one. I mean, and they were mad about the black girls, saying no. Like
Ashley. Yeah,
again, this is a game, and one person has to remain. I don't like. I get the camaraderie. And
yeah.
I know some of you guys are like, MJ, we probably could never trust you in a game. And that's facts. Facts.
Well, if like money is on the line, 4.3 million.
I love you, but I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, and they were
Right.
mad at her to the point where which I don't like
Oh yeah.
I don't like her on a personal level, but as a player, I respect her, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Personally, no, but she has like strategies.
Strategy, but like everybody thinks she's sweet, but like how is everybody thinking that she's sweet? I
She
don't get
talks
it.
about TJ behind his back, and then TJ saves her, and TJ thinks that they're so close, but that's not what it actually looks like. But Mai is just playing this like sweet, innocent girl kind of profile. She's trying to like not let people know, but she's like lying.
I'm telling you, when TJ picked knowing what Mai did, that broke me. I'm like,
Yeah,
this poor guy has no idea what's been said about your back. And it's so reminiscent to girls who's like, oh my God, I like her, and then does something different. Um, and it's so crazy. And Mai is probably has to feel probably feels guilty and probably still feel guilty for that. I don't understand why people think that she's nice, bro.
she's done it like a few times, especially when they were rolling the dice and they were choosing who to eliminate. They agreed on eliminating themselves, but then Mai went ahead and started eliminating Ashley. So she didn't even like do what she was gonna say, and she's done this a couple of times, even with the gift box. She eliminated her closest friend in the game, and I was shocked.
I'm
And the
like,
friend was not like did not suspect her at all.
respect. Look, I think what Mai did to Ashley was kind of expected because
Yeah,
Ashley did chicken out. But again, I don't fault Ashley because it is a game where one person has to remain. what Mai did at the gift box, and I'm like, respect, bro. She's like,
Wow.
oh, lie to his face. Oh, who's gonna do your hair?
I
What? Oh my god.
And he's like, did you think of this answer
Savage.
before? And I'm like, yes, she did.
I'm like, savage. That's what I'm talking. That's a game, bro.
I know,
Who
that's
would have
crazy.
thought?
And when
Mine. Who?
Phil was guessing the names as well, he seemed so confident and like quick. And I'm like, how is he doing this? I'm like, this is like magic or something.
It's magic. I'm telling you, once I knew about Mai's background, I guess she's a U.S. immigration officer. I'm
Oh
guessing
yeah.
she's no longer going to be if she's going to do this game and go back to work. How's that? How's that going to work for her? Anyways, like I always wonder, like when you do reality TV and everybody knows what you're doing on the TV,
Yeah.
how are you able to go back to work? You know what I mean? And she
Maybe
basically
she
said,
doesn't need to if she wins the 4.3. You know what
that's
I mean?
true. That's true. That's true. But she did talk about how she decides cases, which
Yeah.
was, I'm like, I don't think I want you to be my immigration officer, but
Yeah. It was a bit too much information. I'm just like, girl, keep that to yourself. Nobody else needs to
but
know this. Oh my gosh.
but it made so much sense because now
Yeah.
I know how she thinks. She thinks like an officer, like an adjudicator, like
Right.
silent but deadly, sweet but deadly. And it made so much sense. Um,
What does
but let
Phil
me
do?
just say, all of the behind the scenes stories of these players,
Yeah.
Netflix, we don't want that.
I know.
I could I could care less.
Like, do it once or twice, but like, they've done it too many times. And I'm like, no, go back to the games where people are turning against each other. That is what I want to watch.
I want to watch that. They span to like a blue locker and then they go back and then like yeah and then the girl's talking about her child and I'm like fast forward.
I know. And they like dig deep in their life too. And I'm like, just give me
Which
one or two sentences. I'm okay.
one or two, like I don't need a monologue of 10 minutes, bro. Are you
Exactly.
joking?
Exactly. It's crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
What does Phil do,
um
by the way? Do you know?
who?
Phil,
Which one's Phil?
the one with the long hair.
Oh, I don't know. I
The guy
probably
with,
fast forward this part.
yeah,
But
I think I did too.
the thing is, here's what I found like so interesting. The people that you thought wouldn't end up at the end is at the end,
I agree.
which is blowing my mind.
Yeah. I didn't think Phil was going to make it, honestly.
Me either.
But after the gift box, I was like, oh, wow. Now I see you.
Phil knows all his traitors. He
He
knows
knows,
all the
like,
people who likes him and don't like him.
he can
I'm
tell a
like,
lie and a truth, like, just by your face. And I'm like,
wow. Yeah. I feel it's crazy to me because the show kind of reignited in me on the whole kind of lesson of good people win last. Well,
mm,
except for my um the tortoise kind of wins the race, not the strongest. And all of that kind of is reinforced through this game. So this game kind of has themes and lessons throughout, like lessons where it's good to create an alliance, but don't be so cocky about it and still introduce yourself to every one of everybody in there. People got eliminated because they didn't introduce themselves.
I know. I was shocked. I was like, what?
I'm like, did you, girl? You didn't
But
even go up to him
it's
and say hi.
actually the game is like really social though. So you have to have that social personality. And I feel like some people don't have like that social capacity. And I'm like, what are you doing in this game?
Yeah.
Like, you need to be able to make those alliances. You need to be able to socialize. And I think that's what was really important in this game, especially with eliminations.
Yeah. What I also didn't understand where, do you know when 303 or 330 the performance doctor got eliminated, everybody hated him?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where the hate was coming from, but I know it was led by the black girl. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know why the black girl so hates him. I don't know if
I
you
don't
can.
know. I think maybe because he was being too much of a leader, especially with TJ too. I feel like people were getting annoyed with like the whole like him taking charge and him making the decisions or not including everybody in the conversations or something.
Hmm,
Just them being very like loud and confident. And I think that
yeah.
fits their personalities. But I think I was like shocked because I feel like TJ is honestly genuinely seems like a nice person, and I think he just has like a really loud personality, but it was just rubbing players the wrong way.
I think forcing everybody to pray when they
Yeah.
probably don't believe in a God is probably not the greatest move
He
to
goes
be.
over the top, honestly. Sometimes he's a little
Too
bit too
much.
extra.
But I don't see what 330 did. I mean, he
Yeah.
suggested a game that could help eliminate people, but it's a suggestion. He didn't force anybody to do it, but that created a target on his back for no reason.
Yeah.
Um, I guess he can get eliminated for nothing. But yeah, it kind of goes to the fact where kind of like the good people, the people who are watching from afar, the people who are analyzing people's strategies, the people who are not so forward are the ones who are going to win. It's so interesting to me. Any other moments in the show that you thought was interesting? I think Netflix did an incredible job, but anyways, I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
anyone
it
wants.
was super interesting to turn this into a reality TV competition,
Hmm.
especially if you've probably seen the actual original Squid Game. So I think the similarities were there, especially with the set designs, the costumes, everything was like it felt like really real, and it felt like it was exact copies of the actual show. So I found that was like amazing. But I think they did a really good job because they had like a diverse set of personalities in the show. So I was really impressed by that.
I highly agree. I mean, so many different people from all over the world,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, Black, brown, Asian, tall, short, deaf,
Right.
um,
Old.
agile, old, super young,
Right.
people who didn't even speak English. Like it was Netflix did an incredible job casting.
Yeah.
I don't know what say did the producers have in the final contestants. So did the producers, because I honestly thought they would keep 432
Right.
to the end, not because of the money, but because of the TV show aspect. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this game that, yes, they're trying to win money, it's for a TV show. So I'm also watching the TV show as like, okay, how would these producers kind of manipulate some of these characters to make it entertaining for us? And I wonder what they did. I think the telephone was a really good thing, and um, it was also the Jack in the Boxes
Yeah.
were really good as well. And again, not putting tug of war, but doing battleship, allowing other people to shine, so such incredible craftsmanship and strategy from Netflix. And like you said, the set was incredible. Like
Yeah.
I had to rewind and go back, and I'm like, oh my god.
Like all of the games, especially the green light and red light, they had that doll and they had exact copy of it. So it was
Yes.
the same.
I was watching this entire thing. How much money did they put up to make this?
Probably a lot. It looks like super expensive, especially the
Super
sets.
expensive, and probably Netflix is probably making money from the show while being on Netflix.
Right.
But it's so interesting to me. But I'm also interested in the fact that they haven't dropped the last two episodes. I
I
thought I was gonna
know.
binge it today, but
I know. Who do you think is gonna win? Like, do you have a prediction?
either Mai or the tall guy.
Sam? Is it Sam?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The fact that you
Yeah.
remember all the other names is like an award in itself. Good job.
I know. I just love reality TV shows. Like, they're like my friends at the end. We just connect, okay? We all just connect. I think it
This
would
is the
be.
reason why we need to hang more in person, because reality TV characters are our friends, bro. Like that's crazy. Because like I have no
Oh my
other choice.
gosh.
I have 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I worked 16 hours the other day. It was brutal. Yeah, it was brutal. Let's not
Holy
talk about
shit.
it.
Yeah, let's not.
But I think it's gonna be my two. I think it's gonna be my.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Mai or Sam. Um,
I don't know. I feel like Sam's like a little bit quiet.
but again, the quiet ones are the one that surprises us, right? The black
Yeah,
girl and the girl who was like really smart with all the streaks surprised us.
yeah,
Not because I didn't think they were smart, because they didn't show their true colors earlier on.
yeah.
So we didn't know
Oh, how
what they
about
were
the
capable
marbles
of.
game? The marbles game. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh my God, how can we miss that?
That was so intense. So intense.
Okay, what is your opinion about that black girl and that white guy that was literally arguing for 9 minutes on how to do the game?
That stressed me out. I was so stressed for them.
Okay, I don't understand what's the problem with the white guy. Like I don't understand. The people said you have to pick a game that you guys both agree on.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel like even the black girl, I feel like she wasn't compromising for any of the throwing games, and she only wanted a game of chance. Versus the white guy wanted a throwing game, not a game of chance.
but she said that she's not good with hand coordination or whatever. It's like she's not good with like throwing. So she said it wasn't fair for her.
Yeah,
And just because like all the other contestants did a throwing game doesn't mean they have to. So
that's true.
yeah, a game of chance seems pretty good. And honestly, the black girl should have won.
If I was good at throwing, I would still try to do a throwing game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
No,
it's
same. I would have done the
4.3
same.
million on the line, and I'm like, I
I
wouldn't put
know.
it to chance. I'd rather do it for skill if I have that skill.
If you had that skill, but she's
Yeah,
saying she didn't have that skill.
yeah, that's true. That's tough for her. But I don't know. Would you agree to a game of chance then? Like if
I
you
would
were
have
good
I
at
would have
throwing.
done the throwing. I would have done the throwing only because I'm not bad at it.
Yeah,
But what rubbed me the wrong way is how he was like treating her in the argument. Like, oh, he was saying, oh, could you not like, stop yelling when she wasn't even yelling?
yeah, I know. I was so confused. I was like, they don't know how to communicate. Like
And I'm like,
they,
they don't know how to communicate, but I don't know if it's because like I don't know. I'm trying to bring up maybe it's like a racism issue, because why would you think that this black girl is yelling at you when she's clearly talking to you?
yeah,
You know, like it's freaking weird. Maybe
it was
he's
very
projecting
awkward.
like the black angry black woman syndrome. I don't know.
Mm. It was very awkward. Like it seemed very tense and awkward, and I'm like, just like
It
talk it
shouldn't
out.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like he seemed like he didn't like her, but we're not talking about you like your opinion. Like just choose a damn game, and I get it.
exactly.
But a game of chance, I don't know what that would look like for marbles.
I don't know, like maybe like holding it in one hand and then choosing which hand. Is that what like the other girl
That
did?
actually is a pretty good one.
The Asian girl?
That's a good game.
Yeah, right? I think the Asian girl and the black guy were doing something like that. Do you
Oh,
remember?
like you mix the green and red in your hand, and then you close your hands and you pick one, and then you have to guess which one you picked.
Yeah, which one you picked?
Yeah. Like
Something like that.
the one of the other contestants did a thing where they only had to throw the marble once and get it in. And I'm like,
and they
What?
wanted to do it in the last 30 seconds.
Oh my god. Only of course two white males would do that. Like that's crazy, bro.
That is so
That's
intense.
crazy. Not 3 out of 3. Um, the whole
How about
what do you think
the
about?
deaf girl and her partner?
Good question. Um, I don't know what to make of that. I
Yeah.
know whatever he said to her, kind of she didn't that rubbed her the wrong way, but he kind of has a point, you know. Like, why
Yeah.
are you bringing this up now? Because, and I get it, like you're only close to the people that you've been talking to, but like I've never seen her use sign language, and it's been like 7 episodes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why he's saying that she's never initiated the interaction or what was what was even the issue? It was that she didn't talk to him, right?
No, no, he's saying that she's using this story of she wants to give donates to people who are deaf,
Right.
and that when she meets people, she uses sign language to say hi. And he's kind of right because like I've never seen her use sign language and until like the last episode she was in. She was doing the interviews and she was using sign language. Um, so I don't know why she's saying it now, but I get where he's coming from a little bit. But I do agree it's like a bit much, like the conclusions that he came to, which was
I know. I was like, what is
yeah.
happening? They took it out of context. I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, look, like he's sharing this story with you because you told her your story about which organization that you would
Yeah.
donate to. So that's why she's telling that story. Like it's not, a pity me strategy so you can
Yeah.
like forfeit the game and like
It was really weird.
it was really weird. The mother and son duo, like what do you think about that overall?
I think it's definitely not fair for both of them to be in the game because it's already kind of like alliance between them. They're kind of already working together. They kind of have somebody to depend on. So I think that's a little bit unfair to the other contestants. Um, but yeah, I think they're still pretty competitive with each other, especially the mom. I know like
I
she's
love
like
that though.
super, yeah, she's like competitive and she's trying to treat it like more like a competition rather than them both being on the same team. So I think that was a part that was good for the competition and for the TV show, but in general, I feel like it was kind of brave enough for her to come on the show as well. And I don't know, I think it's just seeing old people on this show, I just feel so bad. Like I just sympathize with them, you know?
Don't feel bad, BK. Like they're quite strong. I don't feel bad for them. I just feel like it was like you said unfair because if either of them win millions of dollars,
It
they're
was
gonna give
about
it
it.
to each other because they're family.
Yeah.
Um, I would have I would have sent one of them home by now
Yeah, for especially for the eliminations. And I'm like, why aren't people eliminating these one of them at least?
because we're friends and they're nice and they're good people. I'm like, bro, it's $5 million.
And that's their game plan.
So crazy to me. Overall, how would you rate the show? 8 out of 10. I mean, that's how I'd rate it, but
I think I would give it, yeah, 8.5.
yeah, I wasn't really into it in the beginning. But that's the thing with like a lot of reality TV shows. Reality TV shows kind of like a pleasure for me, so I need to be in the mood to watch a reality show,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So I was in the mood today because I was tired. So like, okay, let me watch it. So it was really good. Like I was addicted, and Netflix did an incredible job. Um, I feel like the people who are in the masks and those red suits were paramedics. You know what I mean?
We're paramedics.
Hmm.
Why do you think that?
Because they have to have some medical training. What if somebody collapses? What
Yeah,
if
that's
somebody does
true.
this? They have to have some medical training. Yes, they could be security guards, but what
Yeah, they're
if?
probably like more security guards.
No, I think they're well trained people.
Really?
Yeah, I think if somebody's having a seizure or somebody passed out or had it, like, what are they going?
I
I
guess they would call him paramedics
Yeah, that makes sense.
to
Yeah,
the
but I
set.
definitely want to. I want to know all the
They're not
behind the
like in an
scenes.
excluded island.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I definitely want to know a lot about the behind the scenes. Like, I want to know, did anybody hook up? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I feel
Yeah.
like there was like some type of like vibe between the guy with the buns, May's friend,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Helen, I think her name is, or the other girl that made it to the gift of the boxes, the gift boxes.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think there was like tension between those two. They were talking on the bed one time, and they were like, "Oh, he's like, she's like, oh, what's your best pickup line?" And he's like, "Oh, I just don't say anything." And then they just like, and I'm like, and and then the conversation just ended there, and I'm like, wait, what happened to the rest of the
What
conversation?
happened there? I feel like TikTok is going to tell us a lot of things in the next few weeks. You know what I mean?
I think
Like,
they would look good together.
they would look good. I kind of want to know, like, what in the internet is saying, but yeah, it's been such a good show. We both highly recommend. Let us know your thoughts down below. Of course, we want you to like this video, leave your comments, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in. We want you to hit the subscribe button because we want you to be part of our team. And I might choose you as part of my team when I'm doing the battleship game or whatever team it is if I'm going on this reality TV show. If you don't hit the subscribe button, you're not gonna be part of my team. That is what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.